This is Kessben 93.3 FM, a new wave of excellence in radio.
Newton Lartey, Marijata.
Hello, General.
So I ready?
Yes, General, am I ready? And some take off now. Yankwa, Chris Hughton, of course, a bit preview. Yani Angola game no properly. Yankopo yard much now with everything I so I gather under your belt. But before that, there are permanent problems. Or blaster. Yes, Chris Hughton. First of all, the car can say on to me and promise not even or no coach with me a guarantee a trophy until so start here Jumano. Now for the time being, with me a guarantee no they kind of say a good project, a very winnable team with me a but me remind Chris Hughton said there have been problems being so permanent where your team dated back to 2019, even beyond that. And my found coach usually you consider go a true center back position. I mean, so okay, your backline structure no. Na two central defenders in time consider goes be but lateral so and yana goes no a far and structurally there've been certain problems. First of all, me highlight I'm Chris who say these are some of the things now say or you if indeed or per se onya a very good team. So this game was played under coach and friend says CK Akono against Qatar early days of Babefa Jumano. And Osho screen so formation was no a 4-4-2, but behind the 4-4-2 no there's a big gap between the goalkeeper and Inabalera and then the last line of defense. So always a Qatar na able to in a friendly game under CK. But how I consider goals, a few times I two central defense, I consider goal, and one of them very closely watch here. Nashe space at that Babia Ali Al Moise Enya Bona or the Koshe. So you have about 3 players of blaster in this zone. And Joseph Edu is the man to cater for Ali. But at the time now born, you floated by, not just I switch it off. I mean, virtually a last line of defense, I switch it off, and they bet me I say you bet consider from these situations. And Metaka wants them say, yeah, you consider goal a general entire and far at the 2 central defense. So yeah, not a lateral so and a faba. So Osha against Brazil, yeah, now run it down at the bar, like I said earlier, I said versus in the form of chronicles, factually. And you might also about TIA as 2 central defenders and on a consider goal. A few times and as I see one of them and I all share our screen this is Juku, this is Amate, but behind them and around that same zone there's a certain Richarlison, but the other channel say Richarlison in between your 2 center backs and I connected a goal from this angle and the share neta general. Your 2 central defenders, none of them, and it to me solved this situation. In the midst of them there was a space and a Richarlison found one or connected that name pass. Yahumbe brave, but let me take you back to 2019 in the AFCON 2019 qualifiers. Our Kasarani. This game was played against Coach Kosiapia, and the situation now a botia our fullback position and when I'm starting. So goalkeeper Richard Ofori had to deal with the situation by himself because at that time no option number 2 now only honomo. So after say call Kenya so we lost the ball. In turnovers, your structure number very vulnerable. And a Richard Ofori, a try so bet me right after that, there was another circulation from midfield. And in that regard, I must send the ball on the by. And at the time, I realized, between Nicolas Opoku and Kasim Nuhu, now Michael Olunga are forced an own goal. But talk about the source of the goal. This is Daniel Opare when to me unblock a ball from always the laterals. Earlier, who said Richard Ofori could deal with the ball, and now I see her by our party and me and deal with it. Now we are narrowing it down here about the Sika time because Coach Kosiapia Koy and a Sika by and the Sika our game against Mali. I'm a who say I'm gonna do Hadara a 1 striker for Mali our back carbon at the 2. But look at the pattern of chances they created, and this is Gideon Mensah and our struggle so between recover new pace after set yes and come down to a competitive level after that friendly game. Under that same manager, CK Akono, and this game was played at our FMB Stadium in South Africa. This is another situation, and Maya who said there are level of issues that needs to be dealt with. Our lateral, so yeah, na me attack defensive imbalance. This is Jonathan Mensah. Now Jonathan Mensah has been taken out because of Kwako block. Jonathan Koy, It left 2 South African players. And now occupy that same zone. It's a fatal Dauda here. It was 2 against 1 because you're taking away your 2 central defenders. You know. Jonathan Mensah and Tivian Blockable, 2 players on Fatal Dauda. It means Ghana conceded this goal. Now from here, Bobu's assessor, Jonathan Mensah and Eko Blockable, Amate and I said Juku ni partner. This is Juku and this is Baba Rahman, the left back. So 2 players in the zone here, Modiano, dealing with the situation. Now the imbalances fall here where Jonathan also was taken out and the 2 players falling on Fatah Udauda. Let's move on quickly. Now you share the situation, how I always your lateral fullback, it causes a lot of imbalances, and this is a permanent problem that needs to be solved as easy as that. This is Morocco game ayebo, and that's say Morocco falling under subsequent managers are also so etwasoba, and that is sika kono. So maybe I'm the body free bar always area honomo, and I keep telling you these are permanent problems. Coach Kwesi Appiah ntimi ansolve. Sika Akono ntimi amsolve. Otuado took over and went to me amsolve. And I'll be telling you why Otuado so ntimi ansolve situation. The pattern of how I consider going has always been the same thing, irrespective of who manages the Blasters. Is it down to the system or is it down to the personnel? Our system. I'll be telling you because this is Otuado. It's a problem number also akoso and I say enkoso. So one of the highlights here is the position of Dennis Odoi. Now behind him, now when you Adimula Lukman. This was en route. Now say the situation now so a man this penalty no by Nigeria and ya 1 goal Abuja. So behind Dennis Odoi and Adimula Lukman are picking the position. Defensive imbalances means this will always be taken out Amate. So Amate is here because Dennis Odoi in the area. But Busahonsa Amate Bano Diana Obabe Amate to me and drew on them. Dennis Odoi hurriedly made sure so Obabe recover ball, but very, very unfortunate. And Obaya Obekoso open. He was late and in a panic mode. Obano Betia Adimo or cover Gideon Mensah. You've seen that of Amate or cover Dennis Odoi. So always one problem leads to the other, but this problem has never been solved under previous managers. After Nigeria, you bought a series of friendly matches. Bako a Brazil game. This is 2 for 2 here. This is Neymar and in Brazil, and that is Vinicius Jr. But there is a zone that needs to be worked on, and this has always been the lateral. It's 2 for 2 here. But Brazil, 2 Brazilian in yellow, no one 2 Blaster players. But trust me, with ease because this area no zone no always see a problem no war, and they've always been creating this. Which manager and I solve issue no? I took you to Kasarani, Basika call FMB, and I'm going back to Otuado and the Blaster FSC Brazil. How the pattern with which they created their chances have always been very much consistent, irrespective of the manager or the opposition. Because opponents, and for the previous video, no analysis say a Blaster where I go face weakness our hand. And you've seen that lead to series of goals I consider. And one of them, and a foul. Now, Dennis Odoi committed a penalty against Nigeria. He committed this foul against Brazil in a friendly game. Let me take you to Qatar because flag we are now. The same situation. This is Baba Rahman, a position. And this is João Felix. Now, these 2 players, area Benamo, then I keep telling you, say, the opposition has always been going through the outer channel of our team. They always the outer channel. So which manager and also a situation where they keep ignoring our central defenders because when you say your fullbacks, the system has already been broken down, and that is Baba Rahman position. But look at the other channel, and this is Rafael Leao. The other goal was considered through the same pattern. And from Kasarani, and I'm doing a copy of Qatar. Now, the other side of the problem is in-game management. You start the game, now the only free feel by ideas. Now, we'll change the technical team bench, information be bro. Yeah, na and so both ya Blaster. This game, and South African boy, Mukwana and Vala in a 4-2-3-1 with Percy Tau, Longwani, and an LED behind Evidence Magopa, and a Ghana team, so your ball 4-2-3-1. Now, let me show you something here. This area now belongs to Wakasu and Daniel Lomote, 2 double defensive midfielders in this zone. But just ahead of them, there's another area obesha so this is Majida Shimeru. So they wakasu any lomo take count. This is about 6-4 mienu. In the course of the game, after the game year 0-0 now, don't forget South Africa had 7 goal attempts in the game, of which Ghana just had 2 with no shot on target. And Ghana around the 79th minute, we felt that yeah, we game na answer. And ye Majida Shimeru na or ye 8, but all but 10 no a free move. And you maintain wakasu any lomote and the baba idrisu beshemu 79 minutes meaning statistically I 11 minutes na game 9 day CK might have felt say oh game no 0-0 there you defend it with already 2 number 6s yes had the baba idrisu beka e ma nya 6 for me ensa. Look something very closely here, just around the 83rd minute na Ghana are conceded from Bongo Kule Longwani of South Africa through an assist of Tapelo Mokoena. South Africa took the lead 4 minutes after say this 6 bako abasa ometupunum. But naturally you expect say Ghana because so I make a change a bit me making meaningful impact. Yeah, the 6 bako sabe kan lomote any wakaso. Right after that 4 minutes later Ghana conceded 1-0. Changes to some fast one say. This advice technically was created by Omoaneti CK, you know, because CK controlled part 22. Oba bench one man, no more that was a result of that change. Right after that, we considered this goal around the 83rd minute. After 79th minute, this is in-game management. Who flag we ya? Me say ya na me de kata. Under Otuado, there's another in-game management, a course or in-game management, in-game mismanagement, a course. So Ghana considered from USA said a penalty. I agree. One agree about mama. But through a channeler, now Wababe Tokro Kakradiama Ghana and the management team behind Otuado said so. Look at this goal. Kudus on the left channel, supported by Baba Raman inside that area, and Albania Andre, our captain, the day are you, and a slotted bono at the Tumuboko. Now there's a switch of tempo in every game. Coaches in it say, make a switch of tempo. Boy, about in 90 minutes divided by 15. Every 15 minutes be a game need change the tempo. So opponent webebam kakra until say the 90th minutes be ending. And then you can say switch of tempo. Now after say Kudus need the game, you know, you need this goal, no, or be including with the fans. But the technical team said, we are, you know, collapsing the 4-3-3 now. You do a game with Kudus, Abdul Samed, and then Pate in midfield here. And then Inaki Williams, only the no more up front. In a back 5, you have Baba, and Ali the Seidu, near your back 3, and then look at something here. And you Andre Ayew, and then Kudus a free game around this time. It was something that really killed our game. 77th minute, double change. 77 minutes, you change here now. Look at that. 78th minute, 80th minute. Portugal had 2 goals right after taking out these guys. In-game mismanagement. Forget about what we saw against South Africa under CK. This is Otuado. You started game, 77th minute. We took away Kudus. We took away the day. Who said game not so ya bad game no we answer. No. And I shoot you in the foot. Then some minutes, 2 minutes later, Portugal said, let's make changes. And quickly, I'm going to Rafael Leao a bad game. And look at the results of that change. Affects our 2 central defenders. And then 2, this is another goal. Now, after say Rafael Leao, this is Rafael Leao. And only changes I coaches in the a day and so positive ever. That is Rafael Leao. Of the bench never join the game now we a question say your 3 central defenders why did they even stay very narrow? Because who say Portugal and I'm Surha and Surha neighbor. And that was how Rafael Leao had this chance at the back of the net. At least he couldn't do anything. System now is supposed why did we ourselves switch off the tempo after say Kudus and Andre at the back game in-game mismanagement? The lateral erosion that really affects our central defenders. That brings about the defensive imbalances. Chris Hughton major problems too as dealing with. And it starts from the game against Angola tomorrow. General, I think it's so clear and technically. So what highlight to here? We do 4 years ago, and I'm doing about Qatar 2022, our last major tournament. We start another one under a different manager. Are we going with existing problems? Or Chris, who said, well, for some of the clips, are breaking it down, or the problems as to why we concede certain chances and goals, or to us with these problems. Nyankopɔ yɛ adom ɔkyena yɛn nyinaa bɛhwɛ ɔbaba yɛra sports stadium. General Mame Fancy they take over free on.
Okay. Yasom ewa ha. Oboy siki the obe bia. I'm say why you why are there papa. I'm for follow the way na medication no. I was through ye papa. Orlando filmmaker